Okay, guys, so I know you guys are very interested in this Daunte Wright situation that's going on in Minneapolis. I'm covering that on Living Room Gangster. Yes, the hardest working man, one of the hardest working men on YouTube. So I'm doing lives during the day on the Minneapolis situation and other situations on Living Room Gangster. But because my schedule is so hectic, you're just going to have to subscribe, hit the bell notification, and hit all so you'll be notified when I go live. Because I don't know at what particular time I want to go live, and I don't want you guys to... I don't want to say, yeah, I'm going to be live at 2 o'clock, and then I can't do it. So if you want to check out my live streams, daily live streams, make sure you click the Living Room Gangster link in the description box. That's my other YouTube channel. Okay? We'll be talking about all that stuff. Now, after you take that $5 challenge and you click the like button, make sure you definitely do those two things. Don't be prompted. Just click the like button as soon as you come in. Now, Atlanta police have arrested 11 suspects on their most wanted list in the last 5 months. And we know Atlanta is one of the most dangerous cities in the country. But the police have at least done some, been able to. They're doing all they can within the law, but it's tough out here, man. But they've arrested 11 suspects on the most wanted list. And a lot of these southern cities are really, really dangerous right now. So let's get into this.
Has its fair share of crime, but only a select few make the infamous most wanted list. While good police work can lead to arrest, authorities say it's ordinary citizens who often help them get dangerous criminals off the street. News Edge reporter Alex Whitler explains.
We often tell viewers they can submit anonymous tips to Crime Stoppers. It's a nonprofit organization through the Atlanta Police Foundation. Lately, they say those tips have helped them get several violent suspects off of their most wanted list. You might have seen more images like this floating around on social media. The digital wanted posters are part of the Atlanta Police Department's renewed push to get violent criminals behind bars after increased violence in 2020.
People who tend to be some of our most aggressive offenders tend to re-offend and re-victimize individuals. And so by taking them off of the street, we minimize that, or we lessen their ability to do so.
Captain Pete Malecki says the suspects listed are violent and often apprehended out of state. They've made 11 most wanted arrests in 5 months.
Each time we make an apprehension on the list, we vet the current outstanding warrants and we replace that person with a new individual, so that list is constantly maintained at 10.
Here's a look at the current list. Robert Henderson and James Mitchell have been on since the list's inception.
I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something that every single person on this list has in common. The criminals? No. They have vowels in their names? No. They have consonants in their names? No. I can't figure it out. I'm throwing my hands up. I'm going to rely on you guys at home to help me out with this one. The great city of Atlanta that, their biggest problem is voting rights, right? Because black people don't have IDs. So they had to move the All-Star game. And the white people there are so racist that they're trying to, make it so black people can't vote by having to show their IDs when they go to the voting booth. That's the biggest problem Atlanta got, right? Oh yeah, and the police killed the dude who beat them up, took their taser and shot him with it. Those two are the two biggest problems Atlanta got, right? these racist white people that's out here that's wanted for harming black people. Where they at? You saw the police chief is black dude, the mayor a black dude. They put the cop who shot Rayshard Brooks on, he got a charge of capital murder. He's facing the death penalty immediately. So there's power there within the black group, the black leadership. The DA's black. The district attorney black, the mayor black, the city council black, the police chief's black. I don't know if the battalion chief is black. Somebody look into that for me. Everybody there is black. White cop shot a guy who kicked his butt and took his taser and shot him with it. So, logically, it would be safe to assume that if there were white people running around killing black people in Atlanta, we would be able to at least have their picture on the most wanted list. Must not be any. The blacks run everything down there, and everybody on the most wanted list is black. Black men. This one right here, I don't know. Cody Ray Simmons. That year, that's the year they were born. I don't know. I don't know this one. Could he be white? Mulatto? I don't know.
Here's a look at the current list. Robert Henderson and James Mitchell have been on since the list's inception. Police believe someone watching this report could make a difference in their search. That's how police arrested this woman. She was on their most wanted list for allegedly giving the bait and switch to men she'd partied with, ultimately tricking them into letting her into their hotel room, not knowing a man was right behind her, ready to hold the victims up at gunpoint. Tips and surveillance video helped track her down.
Oops. Spoke too soon. Spoke too soon. They done got this sister setting brothers up at the hotel to get robbed. She ain't even drugging them. She ain't even doing the Cardi B thing where she drug you and you wake up. She got homeboy coming in and robbing you at gunpoint. Asia. ASJAH. Ain't it funny that is every city is 1,000 black girls named Asia, but you can't find an Asian girl named Africa? If you know of an Asian girl named Africa, man, send me that email, man. Asia Coleman.
That's how police arrested this woman. She was on their most wanted list for allegedly giving the bait and switch to men she'd partied with, ultimately tricking them into letting her into their hotel room, not knowing a man was right behind her, ready to hold the victims up at gunpoint. Tips and surveillance video helped track her down.
We know that our success rate is increased when we work in partnership with the community, so this idea came forward. We can take this list of individuals, all of whom are wanted for violent crimes throughout our city, and we can push that out to the public in hopes of receiving some Crime Stoppers tips, ultimately that have helped us lead in the apprehension of numerous of those individuals.
If you recognize anyone from the current most wanted list, you're encouraged to contact Atlanta Crime Stoppers. And remember, you can remain anonymous. Atlanta police tell me they don't even have access to the phone numbers that tipsters use. Instead, they just receive a transcript or an email of the information. Reporting in Atlanta, Alex Whitler.
How many of y'all knew it was a mass shooting in Birmingham yesterday? Who knew? If one of you knew there was a mass shooting in Birmingham on Monday. we all distracted by the slaying of Saint Daunte Wright in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. I bet you can't get Greg Popovich or Doc Rivers to say 2 words about this one.
Just makes you sick to your stomach. You know, it's how many times does it have to happen? You know, as sick to our stomachs as we might feel. You know, that individual's dead. He's dead. And his family's grieving, and his friends are grieving. And we just keep moving on. As if nothing's happening.
I can't let you get away with that, white liberal. We're not moving on as if nothing happening. Currently, several cities are on fire. And the last time this happened, the whole country was on fire. So to get on here and say we keep moving on as if nothing has happened, that's criminal, man, for someone in your stature to say. That's criminal for someone with the gravitas and the weight you have to say we keep moving on as if nothing happened. And you said this keeps happening. So, Greg, you're talking about black folk dying in Minneapolis, okay? So let's go to the Minneapolis, Minnesota. Let's go to the Minnesota gun memorial. First, I just want to show you guys Minnesota is 7% black, okay? The state of Minnesota is 7% black. And that includes Somalians and Ethiopians, which they have a lot of. So ADOS, Minnesota's probably 3-4% ADOS. FBA, Foundational Black Americans. But total, all people of African descent, it's 7%. And I know it seems like it's more, but you guys got to understand, man. Just because y'all seeing people getting shot by police, those are people who have interactions with police. That's not a reflection of who lives in the state. That's a reflection of who's having interactions with police. All right, so gun memorial for Minnesota. 7% of the people on here should be black or of African descent, reflecting the population of Minnesota that's black or of African descent. Because they postponed all the games last night because a biracial guy got shot for no reason. Nothing, no reason at all. By the cops. So let's see who's getting killed in Minnesota, I mean. So right off the bat, we got a Trayvon. Ahmed's right. Uh-oh. So right off the bat, man, in these first couple of rows, got a lot of black folk in here, man. The place that's 7% black. God damn. That was a rough week for black people in January. The week of January 8th to the 15th was a rough week for black folk in Minnesota. This is the whole state. This ain't just Minneapolis. Woo. I think we already passed 7%, y'all. Think Greg Popovich or anybody in the NBA got something to say about this? Think anybody in the NBA got anything to say about this? Any thoughts on this? Or use their pulpit to speak about this? Think anybody in the NBA gonna use their platform for change? Whew, another bad week. God damn. That week of October 4th to October 10th was a rough week, Jack, for blacks in Minnesota. Whew. I think we well past 7%. What do y'all think? You think we passed 7%? Anybody think we passed 7%? What you think? I think we passed 7%. I think we well past 7%. Yeesh. 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 We well past 7%. I'm only gonna go back to the day. Whew. Goodness gracious. Golly. Yeah, I think we head towards 70. We moving up towards 70. Jesus Christ. Yikes. We headed up towards 70%. Oh man, I can't do this anymore. Let's go back to Birmingham. All right, back to Birmingham, man. Back to Birmingham, man. Where at least the population is like 60% black there, right? Whew.
Today at approximately just after 3 o'clock, we received a call of a person, shots fired in the area of 33rd Street and 33rd Avenue North. When our officer arrived, they encountered a full-fledged shootout between two groups of males. During that shootout, the officer gave chase, in which one of the suspects fled on foot. The officer gave chase, and during that encounter, turned his weapon towards the officer. The officer did discharge his weapon. It's unknown right now how many number of times the officer discharged his weapon. However, there was no one injured. The suspect was not hit. We have that person in custody. Our preliminary investigation during this incident suggests that multiple shootings happened in the area within a 3 to 4 block radius, which were all connected. We have 3 people that sustained gunshot wounds, 2 adult males and 1 adult female in her 60s. She was grazed. We don't have...
You think Greg Popovich gonna talk about that? Cop encountered a full-fledged shootout in the middle of a busy intersection in a residential district. A full-fledged shootout between 2 groups of males. In a residential district. Bullets flying everywhere. 911 calls coming in by the dozens. Police show up. Chase the dudes. Dude turn around, point his gun at the cop. Cop missed him. Thank God, because they'd be protesting in Birmingham right now. That's why you gotta hit the like button. That's why you gotta hit the PayPal and hit the super chat. Our super chat should be lit up. If y'all don't love this channel, if y'all can't show this channel no love, you don't get the in-depth reporting. nationwide. This happened yesterday. A full-fledged shootout in the middle of a busy area. People, kids, everybody. Two groups of men shooting at each other. The cops show up and save the day. But if the cop had hit the suspect, they'd be marching in Birmingham. And this is the email I got from one of the subs on this channel. He says, "Sup, man? Yeah, a homie I grew up with got it last week. They came for his girl. Like you were saying, women out here getting it too. His name was Barry Reese. Salute to the channels." It affects, when you're black, gun violence affects you. It is what it is.
Right now, police are actively searching for a suspect in connection with a shootout in the Collegeville neighborhood. Good evening, I'm Sherry Jackson.
And I'm Art Franklin. Police have one suspect in custody linked to the shooting. The 3 people paramedics rushed to UAB Hospital. CBS 42 News reporter Malik Rankin live tonight in Collegeville, where school had just let out as those bullets started flying. Malik.
Good evening. I'm here at Hudson K through 8, and the crossing guard for the school tells me students had just crossed the street and then ran back across the street when gunfire erupted in this area. And after another violent week in Birmingham, residents are pleading for change. Drusilla Royal says she hopes sheltering children from gunfire doesn't become a part of her job.
They were trembling as they held on to my leg.
Hudson K through 8 is across the street from where the shootout took place. Royal describes hearing the gunfire erupt.
Multiple, too numerous to count at that point because you're frightened.
At least 3 people were transported to the hospital with gunshot wounds.
When our officer arrived, they encountered a full-fledged shootout between 2 groups of males.
Multiple rounds were fired in 3 different locations in the Collegeville area. After a foot chase, a suspect was taken into custody. A 2-block perimeter was set up as police continue to search for a second suspect.
Right now, we know we have 1 suspect at large. When the officer got here, the other individuals possibly fled the scene.
For the Collegeville community, they're worried for their children's safety.
It's dangerous that our children are in the area having to go through this.
Birmingham police are asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers at 205-254-7777. I asked police if residents in this area need to be concerned for their safety with the suspect at large, and police said with the heavy presence police had in this area previously, there was no concern, but officers have since cleared the scene. Live in Collegeville, I'm Malik Rankin, CBS 42.
Oh, you were saying, Greg Popovich?
Just makes you sick to your stomach. You know, it's how many times does it have to happen? You know, it's sick to our stomachs as we might feel. You know, that individual's dead. He's dead. And his family's grieving, and his friends are grieving. And we just keep moving on as if nothing's happening.
And this was 4 days ago in Birmingham. Okay? And remember I told you, if I covered, or the national media covered, shootings where only 3 people got shot, because the cutoff is 4 for a mass shooting. But if you just talk about shootings where only 3 people got shot, it almost quadruples. If they consider 3 people getting shot a mass shooting, we would have 10 a day. But they chose 4, so it doesn't have to be. And this is in Birmingham. 4 days ago.
Shooting investigation in Ensley comes just hours after a Birmingham Waterworks employee was found shot to death in East Birmingham. This crime scene happening just off Interstate 20 at Montclair Road. And we just got an update regarding this particular investigation as detectives are saying Tyrone King was found shot to death inside a Birmingham Waterworks vehicle. Another employee, also in the car, was not injured. Investigators also indicating it appears King could have been targeted. A suspect is still on the run, and as of right now, Birmingham is averaging one homicide about every 3 days.
A waterworks employee found shot and killed in the parking lot of a shop. A man, a working man, a brother doing his job, found shot dead in his work vehicle, working for the city. This is life in a majority black city. So Minneapolis, Minnesota, 7% black. And I'm going to get into that a little bit later. Look at all the hell that's going up in there. 7% black, Minnesota. Look at all the problems they having up there. Hit the like button. Hit the PayPal, hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat. The only channel on YouTube where you're going to get this type of information. Don't take us for granted. Because just don't take us for granted. Peace.